Hey YouTube, just wanted to make a quick video about buying used cars. I know it's never fun, especially if you have no mechanical inclination. It can be a little concerning. You know, am I buying a lemon, or is it a good car? So I just wanted to. I've purchased probably about 60 cars in my life, all used cars. So I have a pretty good idea of at least what things I look for. This is my newest purchase. This is a 94 Chevy Suburban. What caught my I ended up buying this on Craigslist out of Colorado Springs. What caught my eye on this one when I was looking at it, one, it's in really good shape. I mean, if you see it, there's just no dents, no fading of the paint. It looks like it was parked in a garage its entire life. But when I was looking at the ad, I saw that the seller had said that he had purchased the car in 1995. Well, this is a 1994 model. So that's something I'm looking for. You know, I don't look for vehicles that have multiple prior owners. I mean, sometimes it's unavoidable, and if you can get a really good deal, well, you got to kind of roll the dice. But in this particular case, the guy had a stack of maintenance records. So I knew the history of the car, which is probably the first thing that I look for. I know it had been regularly maintained. I know that it wasn't used to tow anything, because towing puts a lot of stress on the transmission, the motor, suspension, kind of everything. It really dramatically decreases the life of a car. So I know it wasn't used for towing or anything like that. We're in Colorado, so luckily they don't salt the roads here, so it didn't have any rust or anything like that. That's the second thing you want to look for, is rust. And particularly when you're looking for that, you want to check the frame rails for rust. That's the biggest thing. I mean, it's pretty typical, at least in cars in the Midwest, for these fender wells right here to kind of rust out. But if I can get underneath the car real quickly, this is one area you really want to look. Right up here, this is a frame rail right there, and it goes the whole length of the car. And it looks rusted. It's really not. It's just kind of it's not at all, really. This is just the normal wear over the course of its life. The other thing you want to look at, you want to check the oil. And you want to look to see, again, this is all under the assumption that you don't have maintenance records or anything like that. So don't be afraid to pop the hood. Even if you don't have any mechanical understanding, you have a pretty good idea of, you can kind of tell how a vehicle's been maintained just by simply looking underneath the hood. In this case, this is a 350 engine, and these are very bulletproof kind of engines. It gets horrible gas mileage. I think I probably get about 10 miles to the gallon. But right here, you'll see your dipstick for changing the oil. Go ahead and pull that out. I don't have a rag right now, but just go ahead and pull it out, and you want to take a look at the oil. You can look at the air cleaner, which is right here. Sometimes they'll look more like this, the air filter, but in this case it actually sits on top of the throttle body there. Hood back down. You want to make sure all the electronics work. You know, obvious things like if you see a check engine light or something like that come on. Doesn't mean it's a deal breaker, but I would certainly want to run it by AutoZone or one of those kind of automotive stores, and they'll check the code for you for free and tell you what's going on with the car. So definitely do that. Take advantage of that free service that they offer. I also like to look at the interior. In this case, the original owner put these seat covers on it the day he bought it. So these are 23-year-old seat covers right there. And this car is just very, very clean inside and out. Talk to the prior owner about the history. See how long they've owned it. If they haven't owned it very long, that should be kind of a telltale sign that maybe they're just flipping the car and they don't really know anything about it. or they purchased it and something has gone wrong and they're trying to get out from underneath it. So don't be afraid to ask questions. That's the biggest thing. Ask questions. You know, check for weird noises and things like that. The brakes should feel tight. You know, and go ahead and throttle it too. It's okay to do that. And you want to make sure that the transmission is shifting smooth. No weird noises coming from the engine. And I always like to look at cars that don't require as much maintenance. This thing really doesn't need, when I say maintenance, I'm talking about like timing belts and things like that are very expensive. This 350 engine is has been produced for like, I don't know, 50 years, and it is pretty much the exact same as when they first started putting these in some of the old Chevys and GM, just GM models in general. It's a time, so that, you know, that has a timing chain which doesn't require any maintenance. Well, really doesn't require any maintenance, and should last the life of the car. So, all right, well, that's it. I'm gonna let you go. If you guys like the video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. If you have questions or comments for me, I know this is sort of impromptu, but if you have questions or comments, put them in the comment section. I'll reply back as soon as I can. And thanks for watching.